Okay, so for this episode, we need to design our Super Smelter to fit in a 16 wide by 68 areas, with the area I have in between the bamboo and the storage up in the air. So we have to design it like that, so we can't use the design we had in our other starter area. So we have to make our own here, even though that was also my own design. Alright, we got a 16 wide here, and then we just gotta go 64, or 67 more this way. So, alright, our area is here, so we can just fill this in very quickly by doing /fill, go over to this angle, over this corner over here. Look at our second command we just did, and actually we need to type what we need to put in there. So you gotta type white concrete, boom, that is filled. So we need about 1,000 blocks or so to fill that in completely, so it's a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna get designing on this and we'll see what I come up with. Alright, I think we got a working design right here. This all fits in the area. This is just to constantly fill the system with items. Now, the smelting of the items is not perfectly in sync, but it's pretty close, as close as I can get it. I've spent like an hour on this, so I'm gonna call it right here for like good enough for me. But yeah, so this is going to be 4 times the amount, the speed. So it's going to be pretty quick still, even though we only have 128 furnaces when I had like 512 my other ones. So it still is enough to put out a lot of items, and I could always just like double stack this too to like get even more. But yeah, we just put our items with the smelt. They would come up from up here and land on top of this trapdoor right here. Very important, they land on this trapdoor and not the block right here. So if they don't land on the trapdoor, this hopper minecart can pick them up and overfill, which we don't want. So what we need that to do, this minecart's job is just to collect this items on top of this trapdoor and transfer it to that one. Like I said, so we don't get any extra that go into this minecart once it leaves the station. And yeah, we use this simple comparator system right here. So once the minecart has more items than this right here, it gets sent off. So we do get a little bit more than 64. And once this comparator gets, the signal switches from over here to here, this torch gets unpowered, unextending the trapdoor, which then allows the minecart to go, and then it goes all the way down, hits the block, comes back. So each furnace gets 2 blocks to smelt per lap, and then it goes back and does the same thing again. So it's a pretty simple system. You just have to know how to use the comparators to compare the signal strengths. It's pretty simple to design a furnace, but you get like to get the precise timings and everything, and like the maximum efficiency, you need to like spend a lot of time. I spent like an hour and a half, 2 hours on this, and I'm still going to spend a little bit more time to try to get this timing down right here. But yeah, now we can start building this in survival world. Alright, we've got the basics down in survival. So this is the area we have. So it's a very slim area. I could have gone a little bigger here so we have some more space, but I still need to do some redstone for our bamboo over here. So I don't want to take all that space up, so I could have made a little bit more, this a little bit bigger, but it's not too much of a big deal to me. So get the furnaces and the bottom hoppers all direction into, or all pointed into the droppers, with the fast unloaders. So that's the bottom part basically all done. We need to get the fuel line in, and the item distribution with the minecarts, and then this is basically done. And then we need to put the input and output line, so we have to like expand up there as well to do the control room. And yeah, but we're getting there slowly but surely. I mean, this took like 30 minutes to build up just this bottom part, so top part's going to be a little bit easier in my opinion since I've built it a few times. So let's get to it. We are back and a lot has happened. A lot has happened. So we first started with all of the sea pickles. So we got the sea pickles to align the items between the water and the hoppers so the hoppers can pick them up. We then did the what is it called? The loaders. So we had to put minecart hoppers in this position on each one of them and then fill up those hoppers there. And then that is good. But yeah, those are all done. And then we also put all the 64 hopper minecarts in the positions to collect all the bamboo. We also got the timing, I guess you could say, what it's called. The hopper clocks here, the dual hopper clocks, so we got a short pulse on the right side and then a long delay on the left to allow the bamboo to grow more. So all else have to do for this is to get the AND gates on each of these to control the override switch, and we also need to put inputs up to there to turn the bamboo for the smelter on and off. And yep, that is everything for this. So we have one for each module since I want to have the override for only one module. So yeah, this signal leads down to the sticky pistons, extending the slime blocks since they're considered solid blocks. And then in between, since there's a push limit, we have to put the solid blocks so they don't stick to each other. And then at the same time, this signal also goes to the trapdoor here to launch the flying machine. And yep, that's that. So all I need to do now to get this thing fully up and running is just place our white concrete blocks here for the minecarts to get the signal and bounce off of. So let's finish this real quick. Completed. Now we could fill the bamboo in the furnaces right now, but I don't want to at the moment since I want to check everything, like all the hoppers and furnaces, to make sure nothing's stuck in them yet. But yeah, we're getting very, very close. As you can see, the bamboo is completely, basically filled to the brim, so our furnaces, or the hoppers, I think aren't going to be able to keep up with the amount of bamboo, so we're going to be burning a lot, which is I'm fine with, as long as like the furnaces get filled at least. That's what would matter to me. So this is not like exactly what you would need for one of these furnaces. It's definitely probably overkill, but I mean, we'll see how everything works, and I'm curious to see if our water channels down here have some problems with items and everything, but I don't know, and I'm just hoping that it actually works, since that would require a whole redesign of the pathway and everything, which would probably mean that these ones would fuel the front and then the middle ones would fuel the back, since it'll be easier to route this one to this side and then that one to here. Not 100%. I probably should have done that in the first place, but we're just going to see how it goes. So let's go check all the hoppers and everything. And we also need to put the hopper minecarts in here, so let's check it all up, double check everything, and then we can see if our fueling system works, and we can work on the input for the items to be smelted. Some more work has been done. We now have the return chutes or water elevators to bring the items that are smelted back to the player up top in the control area. We also did construct the control area up here. Well, the area at least. So to get down here, we just drop between here. So I'm probably going to have either like a slime block launcher here to get up and down. But yeah, we're slowly getting into this area. So this is where the items are going to be delivered back to the player. So we're going to have the input right about somewhere over here in the middle. So that's going to be a four-way split. So we have to go one to there, top of that upper minecart, one top of that upper minecart, one over there, and one over here. Shouldn't be too difficult. We just need to do the same thing we did at our other smelter. So we have a double chest with four hopper minecarts on top of 4 hoppers each, so 16 hoppers. Pointing into dispensers or droppers with a fast unloader to shoot to water streams into those over there. But yeah, that's what we're going to do next, and then we can work on the override for the smelters and having route the redstone up to the control room for each bamboo farm itself. So let's get back to it. Alright, backup has been made and our test is fully ready to go. So this is not by means the fastest to start up, it is probably the slowest, but let's see how it goes. Just go make sure every item is landing in the minecart. Looks like it is. We got a liftoff with the minecarts on all 4 sides. Every single furnace has been lit up. We should get some items coming out now. So let's head back up and sit right here. Here we go, the stone's coming in. It's actually a lot quicker. There's 2 stacks already. There's 4 stacks. I did not expect it to be this constant. We already got 6 stacks smelted. That's really fast. Especially taking the distance the items have to be traveled to, so this actually could be even faster if the distance between us and the system was a bit less, honestly. I mean, we could get it a lot quicker. But this is plenty fast for me. I think it actually maybe quicker. No, there's no way it's quicker than my 512 furnace. There's no way it's quicker than that. That thing was pretty fast, but we can definitely put it to a test. Now we aren't going to get exactly our full inventory back because of the limit, or the 64 plus 8 limit for the minecart to be able to send off. So I'm guessing we're going to get like 2 stacks or so less, possibly. Yep, it's not that 3 stacks exactly. But yeah, that was a full sugar box smelted, technically. So I'll see how long that is in post-editing. And then I will definitely show how long in the next clip. Okay, so we got basically the full shulker box smelted in 2 minutes and 45 seconds exactly. Now, I don't know how fast my other furnace array was, but this does seem to be fairly quick. For only having the 128 furnaces, so a fourth of what I had in my first super smelter, I think it's doing pretty well. And I'm really happy with this right now. If not, then I'm not going to worry completely about it. But, so we got 48 left in that one, 48 in that one, so I'm guessing it's going to be 48 left in every single one. Yep, that's 1.5 stacks between those two, so that should be 1.5 stacks left over here, to mean that we did not lose any items. 48 there, and 48 there, so yep, we didn't lose any items, which is good. They're just a little bit backed up for now. So that's going to do it for this episode. So got a lot of progress done here especially. And yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, all those sorts of things. And I'll see you in the next one.